live. So welcome back to my kitchen, everyone. My name is Mindy Banks. I'm the Flip Flop Chef, and I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. I will be monitoring the comments live. So as we go through the night, periodically, I will check in on the comments and answer any questions that you have. So if this is the first time that you are joining me for one of my live events, or if this is the first time you've watched one of my videos, please hit the subscribe button while you're here. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, and then you'll be notified anytime that I have other content available for you guys. So we have so much planned. I have live prizes to give away, then we have some bigger prizes to give away after the party, and I'm gonna show you several things tonight. So we're gonna make a chicken divan recipe using the new roasting pan. I cannot wait to taste this. I'm making this with you guys for the first time. It looks and sounds so good. I was just like, I gotta make it. But obviously this big, huge pan, I didn't wanna make it ahead of time because we don't need that much food in our house. And so this will feed us, my family, for a couple of days. So I'm really excited to show you guys how to make the chicken divan recipe. I'm gonna show you how to make a apple cider recipe. And then I've already got some almond cupcakes, cherry almond cupcakes with a delicious cherry almond frosting that I use Pampered Chef's cherry almond syrup to make. So I'll tell you about all these things along the way, but let's go ahead and get started. Couple of things. If you are watching on YouTube, you need to be signed in using your Google account, which is the same as Gmail, if you would like to interact with me. So if you want to leave comments during the live, you have to be logged in on a Google account in order to do that. Anybody can watch, but to be able to leave comments and interact, you do have to log into your account. If you're watching on Facebook, I'm not going to be monitoring those comments live, but I will respond to those probably tomorrow. So if you want to be able to interact, pop on over to YouTube. The Flip Flop Chef is what you're going to look for if you don't know where to go. And you're going to be able to watch me live and interact. So I'll answer your questions, probably some in the middle, and then at the end we'll do some more. And I have lots of great things to share, some new products that I haven't shown you guys in real life yet. So I'm excited about that, but let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to make our chicken divan recipe first, and we're going to get it in the oven. So I'm going to use some notes. We're going to cheat and use this recipe because, like I said, I've never made this before, but we are going to put this together in no time. I preheated the oven to 425 degrees, so that's ready to go. I do want to show you guys this beautiful roasting pan. What I love the most is how lightweight it is. It is so lightweight. So if you were previously using our cast iron enameled, like I think it was 14 by 12, very similar size to this for your turkey. Once you add that turkey to that heavy pan, it's just really heavy. And so I love, love, love how lightweight this pan is. So if you need a pan for your Thanksgiving turkey or your Christmas ham or whatever it is that you're cooking in here, then this is the pan for you. One of the things that I wanted to try, which I didn't get to yet, and I'm not going to be using this rack, so I'm going to set it aside, but this is a great rack if you're cooking a turkey the traditional way. Let me set this over here. But I cook my turkey upside down, and that's my overnight turkey recipe. So that's on my channel here on YouTube. If you haven't ever watched that, it's the best way to cook a turkey. Once you do it once, you'll never do it another way. And so one of the things that I want to try is I want to cook 4 rotisserie chickens in here at the same time. The problem is I can't believe how expensive raw rotisserie chickens are. It's cheaper to just buy them already cooked at Sam's or Costco. And so I keep watching for those sales because I think this would be a great pan to cook 4 rotisserie chickens. You could also put 2 like bone-in turkey breasts. So if you want just breast meat for your Thanksgiving dinner, you could cook 2 of the bone-in turkey breasts in here. So definitely some great ideas here. But look at how beautiful this is, and it is like super smooth. It's gonna be beautiful. We're gonna use some foil on the top. I'm gonna set this aside for the moment so that we can get it all mixed together. And like I said, we're going to do this all together. So I'm going to do this in a little bit of different order just to get a few things out of my way here, because I always start and I feel like I have so much stuff here. But you need 1 pound of pasta, and some brands don't give you a full pound anymore, so just pay attention when you're shopping. I'm using ziti. This calls for penne. They're both a tube pasta, so I'm not worried about it. I'm trying not to make too much noise here. Toss our pasta in here. we're gonna add 1 container of chicken broth. So this is 4 cups of chicken broth. Now, I wanna show you something. If you didn't know this, if you pour the chicken broth this way, it kind of like glug, glug, glugs and it splashes. If you turn this around and pour this way, it doesn't do that. Isn't that amazing? So we're gonna add the pasta, chicken, we're gonna put broccoli and 1 cup of shredded cheese. We're gonna shred 2 cups of cheese, and then we're gonna reserve 1 cup for later. So the pasta, the broth, we're gonna put our broccoli in here. And this recipe actually is a really good example of this whole clean out the freezer pantry challenge that I kind of gave you guys. I have to turn this the other way to get that last little bit out of there. Because I had most of these ingredients on hand, which was great. So we're gonna take, this is 12 ounces of broccoli. It calls for a pound of frozen broccoli. Guess what? I'm the only one in my family. Christian might eat some broccoli, but everybody else is gonna pick this out. So for this, 12 ounces will be just fine. I'll end up eating most of the broccoli on this. So we're just gonna kind of spread that around. You could use a spoon if you want, but right now it's just frozen broccoli, so I don't even need a spoon for that. All right, so pasta, chicken, broccoli, and 1 cup of the cheese. So let's go ahead and shred our cheese. I'm gonna do mild cheddar. The recipe just calls for cheddar cheese. Like I said, clean out the pantry, clean out the freezer and the fridge. This is such a great way if you're trying to cut costs on your grocery bill. Take account of all of the things that you have in your pantry, in your refrigerator, in your freezer, and you're gonna save some money. So one of my customers, Mary, she told me about an app. I think it's called, is it, something milk, hang on, is it Forgot Milk? Let me look. I have not started using it yet because I just haven't had time, but let me see what it's called. Out of Milk. See, I was close. It's an app called Out of Milk, and apparently you can scan the barcodes of everything in your freezer and your pantry and fridge, and it will keep up with what you have. And then when you use it, I think maybe you scan the barcode, or you just, I don't know if you manually remove it. Mary, if you're watching, you can tell us. But I think that's such a cool app, and I definitely want to try it out. So to get 1 cup of cheese, you just need 4 ounces of 4-ounce block, so this is half. So we're gonna do 1 cup of cheese. We're gonna sprinkle this on the top, and then we're gonna mix all of our liquids together. And then the rest of this cheese, let's see, goes on with our crumb topping. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish shredding this and then set it aside. Now you'll notice as I get closer and closer to the blade here, I'm gonna slide this food holder up, and then I'll keep myself from cutting my fingers. I don't want to cut my fingertips off. So I'm gonna just slide this up and down like that. And then if you push in the opposite direction, don't go the other way. You can get all those pieces that might be stuck on and anything on the back. And this will go in the dishwasher for really, really easy cleanup. We're gonna set this cheese aside, and y'all know me, I'm looking at this and I'm like, we're gonna need more cheese. But for tonight, we're gonna follow the recipe. So we're gonna mix our liquid ingredients in one of our stainless steel mixing bowls. We're gonna be using 2 of the 3 that come in this set. So if you don't have these stainless mixing bowls, I recommend them. They are amazing. I couldn't even tell you how many years I have had this bowl set, because they, this was the sample that Pampered Chef gave me, I believe, before I married Keith, and we've been married almost 16 years. So I've had this a really long time, and this is a super, super old logo on the lid. So all of these bowls, they nest together nicely for storage. They all 3 have a lid. I just got one out to show you guys. They have measurement markings on the inside of the bowl. They have a handle, they have a pour spout, and they also have this no skid gripper on the bottom, so they're not gonna slip and slide around. So I'm gonna use the medium bowl. So I'm gonna set this out of the camera view here. We're gonna use this bowl and we're gonna mix the ingredients together. And I just realized I was supposed to put the chicken broth in here. So it says Pampered, not perfect. That's why I shouldn't do this in the wrong order, right? I was supposed to put the chicken in there, not the chicken broth. So we're gonna make it work, and we're not gonna worry about it. So I told you I was making this with you guys together for the first time. So we're gonna take chicken. So this was 1 pound of chicken tenders is what the recipe called for. But guess what? I had chicken breasts in my freezer. And since I'm on a mission to clean out my freezer, I used this and I just cut them into the 1-inch pieces, just like the recipe said. And we're still gonna whisk everything else in here. So we're gonna take sour cream. I have 1.5 cups of sour cream. This is our measure-all cup. This is the very first Pampered Chef product that I've ever had. Let me grab a new scraper since I used that one on that raw chicken. So when I went to my very first Pampered Chef party, you guys, I was 15 years old and I am 45 now. So 30 years ago, my mom bought this for me and it's still going strong, still working great. And one side is for liquids, one side is for solids. So I have 1.5 cups of sour cream. I have a smaller version of this. Pull this down to the 1 cup measurement. We have mayonnaise. You're gonna just scrape this out, scrape that off. And look, these just come apart for easy cleaning. And there's a pour spout on this side. If you flip it over, you can measure your liquid in there. Since the bottom of this is dirty, I'm gonna use the milk. So we're gonna add 1/2 cup of milk in this measuring cup instead of just using that. And what I'm gonna do is, let's see. First, I'm gonna use this as my spoon rest. You guys, these silicone trivets, those are my new spoon rests. I love it. So, all right, so this is supposed to have the chicken broth. It doesn't because I did it in the wrong order, but that's okay. We're gonna mix this together. So we've got sour cream, mayonnaise, milk. We're gonna add lemon juice. We're gonna add garlic cloves, some paprika. So we'll just whisk this together. Now, if I wanted to, I could drain all this off and put it in here, but I'm not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that because this says Pampered, not perfect. So once we pour this on, we're just gonna mix it all together and it's gonna turn out just fine. I have confidence in that. So we're gonna add the, it says 1 small lemon juiced. And since we, let me grab another small cutting board here since I've got cheese on that. This is kind of a big lemon and I don't really wanna overwhelm the flavor of this with lemon. So I'm just gonna do half of the lemon. So we're gonna put this in and this is our juicer. Put that lemon in here. And I'm gonna give this a swirl. And we're gonna add 4 garlic cloves. But I'm gonna go ahead and add the paprika, 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. And we're gonna do, let's see, oh, the garlic and herb rub goes in another step. So we're gonna try to do this in the right order, right? Try not to mess anything else up. So we'll add the paprika and then our garlic cloves. This citrus press is dishwasher safe as well. That is the butter. I need the garlic. So we're gonna take our a couple cloves of garlic, 4 for this recipe. This is a brand new bulb. So if you don't know, this little piece is a clove. This is a bulb. So we don't need 4 bulbs, we need 4 cloves. So it's important that you don't take, that you don't put that much in. We want 4 cloves. It's gonna be a really good amount of flavor for this. This garlic press, amazing. If you haven't seen it, you do not have to peel the garlic first. You're gonna put your garlic clove in there. You're gonna press it in and then take this little comb and it has like a little tail side and you're just going to press the comb in to release that paper skin. Look at that. I'm gonna do 4 of these. Make sure you take the paper skin out along the way, and I'm gonna teach you something while I'm doing the last 2. If you end up with garlic in your skin, so in your fingertips, same thing with onion, and that smell won't go away, you can actually just put soap on your hands and then wash the garlic press by rubbing the soap in the stainless steel, and it will take that smell out of your skin. You can also use a stainless steel spoon if you have a stainless steel sink. That's actually one of the really cool things at the doghouse. We have a stainless sink, which I really like. It's a little louder than a regular. We have, I don't know what kind of sink this is. I'm not sure what the material is, but in this sink, I can't use the actual sink because it's not stainless. But I get all these marring marks in my sink here, and I don't love that. So I like the stainless because it doesn't show those marks, but you can suds up your hands and then just rub all over that stainless. Or when you're washing this bowl, you can just kind of rub your hands on the bowl. All right, so let's see. We've got sour cream, mayonnaise, milk, lemon juice, garlic, and paprika. Pretend that the chicken broth is there. Add the pasta, chicken, broccoli, and 1 cup of the cheese here. And then we're gonna pour the sour cream mixture over the top. So I'm gonna pour this over the top, and then I'm actually gonna mix it together. It doesn't say to do that, but since I left the chicken broth on the bottom, that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna switch to I'm gonna move this closer to me too. Let's see. I love it because this is so easy, right? It's so easy to put this recipe together. And the cooking time, we're gonna put it in for 25 minutes and then take it out. And then we're gonna add a breadcrumb topping, which I know is gonna be amazing. I will probably wish I doubled the breadcrumb topping, but tonight I tend to make a recipe the way Pampered Chef says to, if I read it correctly, the first time. And then I change it up the next time. But I probably am gonna think that this should have double breadcrumbs. I'm just gonna mix all this together since I did not whisk in that chicken broth. So I think every time I do a video for you guys, I make a mistake. So that just tells you that everybody can cook. Anybody can do what I do, and it's gonna all turn out just fine. So just mix this together. This smells so good, by the way. And I can't wait to tell you later, after the live, how good it is. I think everybody in my family is looking forward to this. So when I do my lives, we end up eating a lot later on Sunday night than we normally do. All right, so this is what I'm gonna cover this with foil. We're gonna bake it for 25 minutes. So let's go ahead and cover this with foil. Just hang on, I'm gonna rip. There's a sticky part. This is a new piece of foil. I don't think any of that would be flammable or anything, but since it felt sticky, I didn't want to put it on there. Okay, so 25 minutes, so y'all hang tight. Let me put this in the oven. And you guys, this pan is like still so light, even with all of this food in it. So okay, let me set the timer for 25 minutes because you know how I am. If I don't do that, then it won't happen, right? Okay, so let's talk about a couple of other things. First, let me check for any, I'm gonna check for any questions because I learned a couple months ago that I am not able to see questions like going really, really far back. So let's see if there's any questions, and hopefully you guys like that flow where I do some questions along the way. All right, let's see. Okay, glad you guys can see me. There's something weird with what I see. Even when I looked at my phone earlier, I couldn't see. It just said it's waiting on me. I'm like, I'm here. It says I'm here. Hey Meg, I miss you too. Patty, welcome. Patty's first time. Okay, let's see. Jill, I hope you can see me now, Jill. Let's see. I'm just looking for questions. You guys are always so sweet. Let's see. I'm so glad you guys like that tip on that pouring the broth. Cindy's doing that clean out challenge. Yes, we have been. Let me tell you, my freezer, I've got an empty deep freezer. My other freezer out in the garage is almost completely empty, and I reorganized this one, so it's just been awesome. So, so could you use pre-cooked leftover chicken? I don't see why not. You might want to add it in, I would say if you're using pre-cooked chicken, don't add it in on this step just so it doesn't get overcooked. Put it in after you take the foil off, because before you put the breadcrumbs on the top. So you could stir in that chicken, put the breadcrumbs on top, put it back in for 15 minutes, and then it would heat it up. So I think that that's a great question, and I love that. All right, let's see what happened here. The cheese grater, Rachel, she asked if the cheese grater will rust easily. No, it will not rust at all, actually. I have one here and one at the doghouse that are both more than 20 years old, and neither one of them have rust. This is a newer one, and I love the cheese grater, so I've never seen rust, never heard of anybody having that. So, yep, the stainless steel bowls last forever and ever and ever and ever. All right, do I know if Pampered Chef will come out with a lid for the roasting pan? I do not know, but I think that that would make it amazing if they did to go size for a dinner or event. I totally approve of that request. Let's see. And yes, Roberta, my sink is probably ceramic. I couldn't think of the word. All right, hi Lily. I am making a chicken de van recipe and it smells so good in here. Okay, more questions. Okay, Teresa said, how many is this dish supposed to serve? It says 12 servings. So I live with boys, probably 6 for my family, so we'll see. Depends on who you're cooking for, right? All right, let's see. Becky Franks, if you don't have this pan, what other pan? I don't know if this would fit in a 9x13 pan. Maybe if you cut the recipe in half, I don't know. Because obviously I haven't made it before right now. I don't know how much space is going to be left in that pan. You could certainly try it in a 9x13 pan, but just remember that pasta is going to cook and it's going to expand in there. So let's see. I think Terry Harper had the same question. Cooked rotisserie chicken instead of raw. Added in after that first 25 minutes time. And Teresa, we did restyle the cheese grater. It's different, but they work almost exactly the same. So that's a great question. Okay, so what we're gonna do, let's mix our breadcrumbs, and then we're gonna talk about a couple of other recipes. So for this, it says, excuse me, combine the breadcrumbs, butter, and rub and set aside. So I have already pre-measured all this out, or got everything prepped out. You need 1 cup of breadcrumbs, so panko breadcrumbs. I didn't use the seasoned kind, this is just plain. And then I went ahead and melted a couple of tablespoons of butter in my ceramic egg cooker. So we're gonna put that in here. Let me get another spatula. Excuse me. All right, we're gonna scrape this, and then we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of Pampered Chef's garlic and herb rub. So I've got that right here. And I may have put, I don't know what I used for the paprika. I may have used the wrong spoon for paprika, but paprika's not gonna make that big of a difference if I put a little bit too much. So 1 teaspoon, garlic and herb rub, our panko crumbs, melted butter. Excuse me. We're gonna mix this together. You can probably use Ritz crackers if you don't have panko crumbs and you're doing this clean out the pantry. You crush them up, you'd have about the same consistency. And then it says set this aside, so we're gonna set that aside. All right, let's talk about a couple of other things here. I'm gonna show you guys how to make a sangria, but before we do that, let's talk about the things that I've already showed you guys. I showed you guys a little teaser on Facebook tonight. So let me grab that. So I got these beautiful Tiffany wine glasses for my birthday. And I have to tell you that maybe 2 months ago, I went to Carrabba's with my friend Christy. And so Christy, I hope you made it on. I know you're gonna try to watch tonight. And she ordered a glass of wine, and when they brought it to the table, it came like this. And I was like, wait. I was like, what is this? Because I've never seen anything like this before, and it intrigued me because it's a charcuterie plate on top of a wine glass. Like, seriously, this is like the most fun thing. And it is called Amuse bouche, and it means mouth pleaser. And so I was like, oh, I need to buy some of these little things, and I didn't have any wine glasses with stems. I had a few that are stemless, but it just doesn't have the same, you know, you need a stem, and at least in my opinion, because I wanted to totally replicate that. But I was like, I don't need to buy any wine glasses just so I can do this, so I didn't buy these. Well then, somebody, if you're watching, you know who sent these to me. I got a set of 2 beautiful Tiffany crystal wine glasses, and I was like, oh, I went to Amazon, added these to my cart. These are only $5.99 for 4 of them. And I did have a question earlier about where these came from, so I did put the link underneath the picture in my recipe community already. So if you're not a member of the recipe community, go to theflipflopchef.com. There's a button at the top of the page that says recipe community or recipe group. Click that, it'll redirect you. You're gonna see the picture I took of this amuse bouche. And yes, I did have to look up how to say that. And I still, I'm not 100% sure. I think I said it right, but I had to practice it. And in my research on amuse-bouche, I found that sometimes it is not charcuterie and it is dessert. And so, of course, I had to make one of both. So I had a cupcake, and I combined 2 glasses of wine here from my picture earlier. So I have an empty wine glass, so I can show you our wine opener and aerator and preserver set in just a minute. But I love these. So let me tell you about this. So on here, I was also trying to clean out the pantry, so I limited what I was willing to spend to buy to put on here. These are mozzarella cheese wrapped in prosciutto. I have a little like a toasty cracker. That's actually that, and the little prosciutto cheese is the only thing I bought for this. I have dates with some Parmesan cheddar, cheese cube inside. I put a little bit of homemade jam. So I have a nectarine jam that I made in the deluxe cooking blender, and this is a plum jam that I made last week. It is so good. And I trimmed off some mint off of my tower garden just to garnish this a little bit. And on this one, I put a couple of cranberries just to make it look a little bit more, a little bit more fall, Thanksgiving-ish. So I'm gonna set these aside for Christmas-ish. And I'm gonna bring my empty glass over here, and I'm gonna show you how to use our, all right, I just realized I am gonna need, okay. We're gonna do this a different way. I actually need a 3rd wine glass, but most of my wine glasses are up really high, so we're gonna do this differently than normal. I'm gonna save this one for our apple cider sangria. So let's do that first. And then I'm gonna aerate the red wine, and we'll put it in a measuring cup. I know that doesn't sound right, to put it in a measuring cup, but that's what we're gonna do today, so I don't have to pour out that glass of wine. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this in our 2-quart quick stir pitcher. And the really cool thing about this is that it has a plunger built in so that you can actually mix the contents of your drink all in one place. I think we used this last month for the frosty latte, which was so good. How many of you tried that? I would love to hear in the comments. It was made with the ice cream and refrigerated or cold brew coffee. Today, we are going to do something a little bit different. And I totally changed my plans when I was at Aldi yesterday to get my ingredients, because I saw this sweet apple wine. Okay, so Pacific Fruit Vineyards is an Aldi brand. I don't know if it's the name of the real vineyard or if it's just a made up name, but if you have an Aldi near you, that is where you can get this. This is a screw top, so I can't really show you my wine opener on this, but we're gonna make this apple cider sangria. And of course, we're gonna use some of Pampered Chef's Toffee Apple Crisp Syrup. So we're gonna start by pouring the whole bottle of wine into this pitcher right here. Now, if we added the garnish, I have some cinnamon sticks, I have some cranberries, I have an apple that we're gonna slice. If you put all of that in here, you're probably gonna need the larger pitcher, because it's probably gonna be, a pretty close, pretty tight, well, maybe not. Maybe it won't be too tight of a fit. We're gonna see how much room we have, because the measurement marking ends here, but we have a couple more inches, so I'm hoping that maybe I can garnish the whole pitcher if I wanted to do that for a party. We're gonna do 3 cups. This is refrigerated apple cider, but if you wanted to do something with the rest of this, I'm giving you another option, but we're not doing this tonight because it's, you know, going to be after 9 o'clock when I finish, and I'm not going to need all of this tonight. So if you wanted to make 2 drinks for your Thanksgiving table, and this is totally going to fit in here, you could make a hot apple cider on the stovetop. So heat the rest of this on the stove. You're going to add 1 tablespoon of toffee apple crisp syrup per cup of apple cider. So I don't get distracted. We did 3 cups of apple cider. So I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of the toffee apple crisp syrup. And don't mind my bottle that doesn't have a real label. This is a sample Pampered Chef sent me to test. I was got to be a product tester, so I haven't used all of this yet. So 1 tablespoon per cup of apple cider. So if you're going to heat all of this, measure this out before you heat it up, and then after you heat it, or it probably doesn't matter. You could probably do it at the same time. 1 tablespoon per cup, and heat that up, and then transfer it into this insulated pitcher. This insulated pitcher is going to keep your drink hot or cold for an extended period of time. So if you want to have hot apple cider and cold apple sangria, or apple cider sangria, then you can do both. So I just wanted to give you guys an idea of how you could serve this both hot and cold. My kids have been asking to eat this or drink this for about 6 days now. So they're very excited to be able to have that when this is over tonight. So just to recap, and this smells so good. I have the whole bottle of sweet apple wine. If you cannot find the sweet apple wine, or if you don't have an Aldi near you, this is certainly an Aldi find, so it's not something they're going to carry all the time. You could use a sweet white wine instead. So we're going to just mix this together, and then we're going to garnish this. And since we have room in here, I want to fill it in the pitcher so that it looks prettier. Now, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to save that bottle because I'm going to be sharing some of this sangria with someone, and I'm going to use a funnel and put that in there. I'm going to get another cutting mat. I didn't get enough cutting mats out tonight, and what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a fun trick for putting an apple in, slicing an apple in your sangria. Now, you notice I put this in first, because if you put the fruit underneath here and then you try to put this in your fridge, depending on where the fruit stops, this handle might be in the way. So we did this first, and you just pull this to the side, and then the fruit will be in here. Now, I want to talk to you about these cranberries first. We're just going to put a handful of them in here just to make it look pretty. But these came in a net bag. And you guys know I homeschool, and I'm on a mission to make sure that my kids are going to be able to cook for their wives one day. And this was a nice teaching lesson, because these came in a net bag. If you transfer, after you cut that bag open, there's no sealing it back. And if you put them in a Ziploc bag, they're gonna mold faster. So if you're keeping them in the fridge, you wanna store them the same way that they came. If you're freezing them, you can put them in a Ziploc bag. So I was explaining to Connor, because he was at the grocery store with me, and he was in here when I was using a couple of these for the amuse-bouche. This is such a great, this is our store and serve container. It comes with our store and serve set. And I love this because it has a vent, so you can close it or open it. So I was explaining to Connor that when you buy groceries, whatever it's like in the store, the way you buy it, that's how you need to store it when you get home. So like strawberries, they're gonna come in a container that has holes in them. It's vented. Until you wash them, you want to just keep them in a vented container. Now, once you wash them, sometimes people say put them in a sealed container, but these, keep them in this vented, keep the vent open. They're going to last longer. So we're just going to put a handful of these in here, maybe 2 handfuls, just to make it look pretty. And if you wanted to, I was going to use this for our apple cider, but since I can fit this in here, we're not going to do the glass. But you could put a few into the glass before you pour. We're going to use that for our red wine, so I don't have to pour it into a measuring cup. I want it to actually present well. Put that back in the fridge. I can't remember if I left that open or not. We're going to take this apple. Now, yes, we have an apple wedger, but I'm not going to wedge this because I don't want the slices to be that big. So I'm going to teach you something else. You can square off the core of an apple. So we're gonna take the knife, we're gonna square it off. I'm not gonna cut all of this because I don't need all of it. You're just gonna cut in a square. So if you don't know what I mean, we're essentially coring this apple, but instead of a round core, it's gonna be a square core. But I'm only gonna cut what I need so that the rest of this will stay fresher longer. Then I'm gonna take this small one side and I'm gonna put it in our quick slice. The quick slice is, you don't want to put a huge piece of apple in here. The whole apple, don't do that. You'll break the wires and it doesn't work through the core. So if you want to core it and make wedges, then use the apple wedger, okay? But we're gonna just slice these. The reason I like these is they're thinner slices than what you're gonna get with the regular core, and I'm throwing these all around. So we just did one. You could do another if you want, but again, it's gonna be after 9 p.m. I don't have you guys here in my kitchen to enjoy a glass of this, so I don't like to waste food. So my kids will eat the apple, they can't drink the wine. So I'm gonna set that aside. And then just for a garnish, you can, if you want, you can put this in the wine glass, or you can put a couple in your sangria, just so that it looks really pretty. So what do you think? Isn't that so pretty? It will look beautiful on your Thanksgiving table. So I'm gonna put this in the fridge and keep it nice and cold. This recipe will be in my recipe community very, very soon. Let me show you our wine opener and aerator set. So one lucky person is gonna win the sample that I am using tonight, okay? And I don't know if my neighbor Sue, I don't know if you're watching, but Sue, this bottle of wine is coming to you tomorrow. I don't drink red wine, so I'm gonna give it to my neighbor. I hope you like this brand. I don't know much about it, but it is from Aldi. It's Outlander red wine. So this, I just got this, and the reason I'm using the sample and giving away the sample is because I won't use it enough because I'm not a huge wine drinker, and I wanted to make sure that somebody that's going to use this on a regular basis gets it in their home. So whoever wins this, just know that it has been used just tonight for this demo. In the side is a foil cutter, okay? So if you're familiar with our other wine opener, all of the wine openers we've sold since I've been a consultant have come with some form of a foil cutter. So you put this on the top, you give it a squeeze, twist all the way around, and it cuts the foil so you're not using a knife. So you see how this cork is exposed. And I'm actually gonna zoom in because I think that this is so cool. So I'm gonna show you all of these pieces. So if you're like, wait, what is all of that? We're gonna just go through it as we use it. Now, if you had our old wine opener, then you probably remember you press and hold the button. But for this, you're just going to push the button and put this on the top. You don't even have to hold the button. It does the work all for you. Okay, and then look, oh, I didn't even have to push the button again. I'm using this for the first time with you guys. Look at that. Gives you the cork back. Now, we're gonna put our aerator. If you don't know this, even though I don't drink red wine, I have learned about red wine over the years, you do want it to breathe. And a lot of people don't open their wine far enough in advance, and so this is a way to allow your red wine to breathe in a hurry, so you don't have to wait to drink your red wine, right? Some people transfer their wine to a decanter, and that helps with that breathing process. With this, you can just keep the wine right in the bottle, and you just add this aerator, and it bubbles as you pour. So hopefully you guys can see. So you're gonna pour your glass. And look, no dripping, okay? And you have this great, beautiful wine glass. Thank you to the person who gave this to me. And the winner of this will get a new aerator. I had this aerator already, so this one is not the one that came with this. I was trying to use as little of this as possible. Now check this out. These are preservers, okay? I wonder if this is gonna come to our line eventually as a product all the time, but this is a While Supplies last item. Pampered Chef did let us know earlier this past week that this is limited. We don't have a lot more of these in stock. If this is something that you want, you do need to get it now. I have no idea if they're gonna come out with it again later, but I do hope that they're gonna sell these little replacement stoppers. I wish I had checked that ahead of time, but I did not think of it until just right now. Now, for the preserver part, you're gonna flip it over on this side and push the button, and it actually pulls the air out of the bottle to preserve it, okay? So listen to this. When I'm ready to use it again, how cool is that? I did test this on another bottle earlier today because I wanted to know exactly how this part worked, but I only had one wine bottle that had a cork in it. So isn't this so cool? So for my neighbor, I'll have to take this out since I'm gonna give this to someone, but I'll put the cork back in. So how cool is this? So this is the wine opener preserver set, and it has that aerator for red wine, okay? So I don't even think I got any wine on there. So this is ready to gift, and so is this bottle. So Sue, if you're watching, I'll get you this tomorrow. All right, and I'll pour that back in there because I won't, like I said, I'm not a big red wine drinker. All right, before we talk about the last few things, we have 2 minutes, by the way. So let me look and actually, let me get this ready to bring out, and I'm gonna recap what we're gonna do since we only have 2 minutes. And by the way, my kitchen smells amazing right now. I'm gonna use my oven gloves. I'm gonna pop that out of the oven here in just a second and remove the foil, and we're gonna put the cheese and the breadcrumbs over the top. We're gonna bake it uncovered until the pasta is al dente for 15 minutes. It doesn't say to stir it, doesn't say to do anything. It just says remove the pan from the oven, uncover it, sprinkle the cheese, the breadcrumb mixture on the top, and bake it for 15 minutes, and then let it sit for 10. We should have enough time together tonight. I'm probably gonna go over, probably past 9 again. I always manage to do that lately. Let me see if we have any questions really quickly while I wait on this timer to go off. No, you do not cook the pasta. Let's see. Yes, Pam, you can make this in a smaller pan. Just cut the recipe in half. I think the 9x13 pan would be great for that. I don't know if I answered that question. So Marcella, I love the new air fryer. Yesterday, I actually cooked a pork tenderloin that was a pre-packaged BOGO that I got from Publix. It was a pork tenderloin. I thought it was bacon wrapped, but it had all this chopped bacon. I was totally shocked when I opened it. So I ended up slicing an onion, sprinkled all the bacon, put the pork tenderloin in one small oven baking pan, put corn on the cob in a second baking pan, cooked those in the bottom, and I made cheesy bread in the top all at the same time. It was amazing, and I loved it. It was such a great meal. Everybody was pleased with it. All right, let's see. Teresa asked about this garlic container. It is not Pampered Chef. I will try to remember. Teresa, if you think about it, text me and I will post the link for that. It's made by Mud Pie, but you can get it on Amazon. Let's see. Egg cooker is great for egg whites. 1 minute in the microwave. Terry Harper shared that. And yes, the electric twist and chop is great for making bread or cracker crumbs. Thanks, Rachel. Okay. Let me grab this and then I'll come back to the questions. This. You guys, it smells amazing. Okay. And it says remaining cheese and then the breadcrumb. Now, if your hands are not used to hot foil, be careful with this. Oh my gosh. This looks and smells incredible. Let me show you this. I'm gonna tilt it a tiny bit since I can't reach my camera to show you. I don't know how, oh, can you guys see that? Oh, looks so good. So we're gonna put our cheese, and yes, next time I make this, I'm gonna put way more cheese. So I would probably put 2 cups of cheese the first time and 2 cups of cheese this time, but that's just me. Y'all know I love cheese. And then we're gonna put the breadcrumb topping. Let's see if I think it's gonna need double. I'll ration it out with a thin coat and we'll see how much we get. This might be enough for this with just one, not doubling the breadcrumbs. You guys, I picked the right recipe. If you guys had any idea how much time and effort I spend in trying to decide what to show you guys every month, it would shock you. I change my mind at least 6 times before I make that decision. But I made the right decision today. And this is only about half full, so it might fit in a 9x13, but I would be hesitant. So if you want to try it in a 9x13, some of our stoneware might be slightly thicker or taller, deeper than the Brilliance, but this would be a great thing to try in a 9x13. We're going to put this back in for 15 minutes. Let's see, I bumped my... Okay. Let me go back to my questions and then we're going to talk about the cupcakes and a couple of other things. Let's see. Teresa, I wish you had the charcuterie topper too while you were watching. Now you guys are all going to make amuse-bouche, right? And I'm so glad you guys like that frosty latte recipe. Jane's drinking apple cider right now. And you guys, the toffee syrup, it really is so, so good. Tammy, I wish I had some of that apple cider. Biscay Orchard in Damariscotta, Maine. I just went to Maine for the first time recently on a cruise in Portland. Oh, I hope the wine glass is out of the way now. So sorry about that. Let's see. So Beth asked, how is this wine opener and preserver different than the other one? So the other wine opener was just a wine opener. We did have a foil cutter with it, but this one is a preserver and has the aerator, and then it has this beautiful stand. And by the way, there's a USB cable that you use to charge this. So you plug the cable into that base that it sits on. So, all right. I'm just looking for more questions just so that I don't miss anything since I lose these. So Patty asked, where can you find the recipe? So at the very top of this chat, hopefully you see a pinned comment. Actually, I may not have pinned it, but it should be the first one of the first comments. There's a link with the recipes and the specials, and there's a shopping link. I will try to post that again. And it's also on my website. This is a Pampered Chef recipe for the chicken demand. Let me see. So Terry said, at the point, add the cheese and the breadcrumbs. If using rotisserie chicken, would I add the chicken, stir it, then add the cheese? Yes. Add the chicken, stir it, add the cheese, add the breadcrumbs. And Pampered Chef has a note on here that says this recipe is great for leftovers. Transfer the leftovers into freezer-safe containers and freeze for 3 months, up to 3 months. Thank you, Teresa. I'm glad that you trust my judgment. All right, let's see. Yes, Gilda, I was. I wish I had met you when we were there. Joyce, this pan, you're going to love it. It is so, 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 so nice. Marcella, that is the 16 by 12 cast aluminum roasting pan. It is brand new, and I love it. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Moving along, let me show you these cupcakes. Now, I am serving them on our new dinnerware. You guys, I'm so excited about the Black Friday sale. If you don't know what's on sale, make sure that you open that link that I posted. And I'm gonna, oops, I almost dropped this on the cupcakes. Oh, and I didn't set a timer. Y'all didn't tell me. we'll do, there we go. I'll do a shorter one. Let me post the link for the recipes, and the shopping link is actually also within this same link. So those of you asking for the recipes, I'm doing that now so I don't forget. But our Black Friday deals, I think there's 92 products right now that are 20% off. So this is the time to do your Christmas shopping, your birthday shopping, wedding gift shopping, any kind of gifts that you need, because the things that we have on sale are just amazing. We have cookware, we have bakeware, we have cookie sheets and sheet pans, we have accessories and utensils, but our tableware, you guys, it is on sale. Now, and if you're new to following me, we have a house in Georgia, in Athens, near where the Georgia Bulldogs play, and I took my initial dinnerware to what we call the doghouse, and I loved it so much. I was like, I really want to have this in Sarasota, and I had recently just totally changed all my dishes, and so I couldn't justify it. But when these went on sale, I had to get them. And the bowl is brand new as of November 1st. And you guys, this is my new favorite piece. Is this not gorgeous? And it's one of those things that I feel like you need two of them. So I ordered a second one. So that's the new round serving bowl. This is the place setting, okay? So I'm gonna hold this together so that you guys can see. So you get 4 dinner plates, 4 of these like salad or soup bowls, but this is our favorite. The dishes that we use right now, some of them are from IKEA and some of them are from Bells, Florida, but this size bowl is what we saved from our previous dishes from IKEA because we love this size. It's like a plate and a bowl all in one. So I love this, and I am so excited that now we have these in our kitchen here. So this is the new dinnerware, and it is all on sale. I know some of you guys have already bought one set and are waiting to get a second set before the end of the month, before this sale goes away. So don't miss out on this. But I put these cupcakes on this large platter, so you can't really see the design, but it matches this here. So isn't it gorgeous? So the large platter, I could put 12 cupcakes on here, but newsflash, we ate one. And I also put one on the amuse-bouche. So this is not quite a dozen, but it will hold it there. But look at these. So I used Pampered Chef's almond pound cake mix. I baked this in the stoneware muffin pan, which is still available while supplies last. This is my original from like 1999. It is beautiful and dark and still growing strong. So I baked Pampered Chef's almond pound cake mix according to the package directions. I baked them in these fun cupcake liners. Isn't that so cute? So pretty, so delicious. The icing is a buttercream icing. So if you don't know this, for buttercream, you need butter, powdered sugar, usually vanilla extract, and I did add some of that, a little bit of milk or heavy cream, but I used Pampered Chef's gourmet cherry almond syrup. And before I decorated these cupcakes, Keith came by and he said, "Can I taste that?" And we all just ate some with a spoon. It was that good. So the frosting is so good, and then you add that maraschino cherry on the top, even better. And I sprinkled some gold, gold sprinkles on the top, and I just think these are so pretty, and so we're definitely going to enjoy these. So I'm going to set this aside, and then let's see, things behind me I tend to forget. If you're making the hot apple cider, if you happen to be one of the lucky ones who snagged the McCormick apple cider finishing sugar, I recommend after you heat up your hot apple cider on the stove and pour it in your carafe, don't forget, add the toffee apple crisp syrup, 1 tablespoon per cup of cider, and then pour it into a mug. Add some whipped cream or some hot foam if you have our frother, and sprinkle it with the apple cider finishing sugar. It is amazing. So, so good. So definitely want you guys to try that out. Let me share some prizes. So the live winners, I'm going to do that. And then I'll answer more questions, and I'll show you guys the finished product here. So I'm going to finish a little bit faster than I thought. Oh, I have a couple of things right here. See, out of sight, out of mind. So let me move these up here so that I don't forget. But let's talk about the live prize winner. So if this is your first event to be included in the live giveaway, you have to RSVP ahead of time. I'm a one-man show, if you haven't noticed. So I do all my recording, I do all my editing, and I can't, we're not gonna I'm not gonna write everybody's name in and do a drawing. I do all of that before we go live. So we're not doing that live. I draw everything before I go live, and that's how the people that are winning live are entered, is by RSVPing ahead of time, because that's just the easiest way for me to do it. And all of the prizes that I'm giving away tonight and the ones that I'm giving away after the event is over, they're already packed up. Keith and I weighed them and measured the boxes today, because this party is going to end on Tuesday. Shopping tonight, or if you shopped before tonight, you get double entries into the big prizes, which I'll remind you what I'm giving away after the live giveaways. And the party will end on Tuesday, because we have to ship the prizes on Wednesday before we drive to Georgia for Thanksgiving. And tomorrow I'm having a procedure, so you guys keep me in your prayers. In the morning, I'm having another procedure on my tailbone. I'm less anxious today than I was yesterday, so if you saw my Facebook post yesterday, I was kind of like freaking out, but I'm feeling a lot better today after a lot of encouragement and prayers, and I just appreciate all the love. So y'all keep me in mind, but we have everything ready. We planned ahead for this week. So the live winners, I'm gonna hopefully ship your prizes on Tuesday. People who win after the event, they will ship on Wednesday or at the latest on Thursday before we head out of town. So the first 3 prize winners will get the pie crust shield, which is not a Pampered Chef item. It is from Hobby Lobby. So if you don't win and you want to go get one, they are amazing. They only sell them around Thanksgiving, and they are perfect with our pie plates, because you can cover the crust, the edge of the crust, while you're baking your pie, and it doesn't burn the crust. So the 3 winners for that. Oh, excuse me. If you are a winner, please text me the address you want me to mail your gift to. I know a lot of you shop with me often, but there's a lot of new customers every month, and I don't have everybody's shipping address, so it would really help me out if you would just text me or send me a message on Facebook and let me know where you want me to ship your prizes. So the first winner is Sherry Metz, and the second winner is Debbie Pernick. The third winner is Lisa Woodman. All 3 of you will receive the pie crust shield, which is, like I said, is not a Pampered Chef product, but it goes great with Pampered Chef's pie plate. The next 2 winners will be getting the pink mitten tongs. Are these not so cute? I love these things. So the 2 winners for this, I hope I say your name right, Jill Tinklenberg. I apologize if I said that wrong. And I do not think I have your shipping information for sure. And the second winner is Vicky Visca. I also have a 5-in-1 opener. That is going to Kelly Body. Please message me your, and it's Botti. I hope I'm saying that last name right. I definitely need your shipping address. The utensil clip is going to Paula Matson, and the French silk dessert mix is going to Patty Greenwood. So if you were a winner, make sure you text me or message me your shipping address. Even if you think I have it, it will help me. Just send me a quick text and I will confirm that I have the right one. The remaining prizes are going to be given after everybody has shopped. I will do another drawing for those, and those prizes are the 2-quart insulated square serving bowl, the infamous bread basket with warming stone, the plum pie plate, silicone pie crust mold, and the pie crust shield. That's all one bundle. The roasting pan that I'm cooking in right now. The long platter and sauce cup set, which matches our dinnerware. So some of you guys have bought a piece here and there just to kind of see if you like the pieces, and I know a lot of you guys are really working on getting that whole set. So while they're on sale, 20% off, that's a really great discount. If you're a past host, in the last year, you get another 10% discount. And then one lucky winner will win the electric wine opener and aerator set that I used tonight as a demo. So remember, it will have been used tonight. Is the only time I'm planning to use it. So if you're planning to gift it, just know it has been used as a sample for us tonight. So just my disclaimer on that. Three other things, and then I'm going to answer the rest of your questions, and we have a little bit more time on our casserole, which you guys, I know my family is smelling this and they're like, when is she gonna be done? So homemade dog treat set. I got this just a couple of days ago. So excited about this. You guys know our dog passed away in January, so I have not made these. I asked the boys if they wanted to make them and share them, and they don't want anything to do with any dogs right now, because, or at least not this. So they want a new dog, but I'm not quite ready for that. But this is our homemade dog treat gift set, and it is ready to gift. Like, you can give it just like this, or you can wrap it. But in here is what so many of you have wanted, and that is the make and take mason jar. So if you buy this set just to get that mason jar, it's worth it. You can gift somebody the other things if you don't want them. But I love these mason jars. They're a BPA-free plastic, and you can store in them here. Excuse me. If you want to use these for salad in a jar, the top is where you can put your salad dressing. But how fun is this? The bone cookie cutter, it fits in the top. I didn't want to open this because I'm going to gift this to someone at a later time. But the little dog bone cookie cutter fits in the top of the treat container, and you store your treats in here. Is this not so fun? It comes with the homemade pumpkin pie dog treats recipe. So you get one mix. All right, so here's your mix, has the instructions, and then because we don't sell extra mixes, they're giving you a recipe so that you can make some more. I don't know if they're exactly the same. Obviously, I'm not tasting dog treats, so I don't know if it's exactly the same, but that's the make and take mason jar. So if you've been dying for the make and take mason jars, I get so many requests for that. Here's your chance. This is how you can get it, and you can gift somebody the dog treat set and the bone cookie cutter if you don't need it. Now, Kids Club. This is brand new as of November 1st. This is a recipe binder, and I love this because it has breakfast, lunch, dinner, and sides. And I only put the recipe cards from the first box, from the Dough Much Fun box in here. But I love this. It's very similar to our Taste Buds recipe binder. So if you had that, this is similar. It is a great complement to our Kids Club box. So really quickly, the only box that we sell that you can buy individually is our Dough Much Fun box, which is the one that I have here. And this has the hand pine pocket maker. Comes with the recipe cards, which are now in there. This is a shopping list and then a little tip sheet for parents. It also comes with the everything but the pizza seasoning mix and a little cute pin to put on your apron. We sell a kid's apron. We have a kid's chef's hat and oven mitts. And the oven mitts, by the way, if you have small hands, you will love the kids' oven mitt set. They are perfect. I know a lot of you guys are getting them for that. But 13 seconds left on that. So did I not time that really well? So let me go and grab that and bring it over. Oh, my. This is going to be delicious. Let's see. I was also really excited that when I chose this recipe, I realized that I was going to have a procedure tomorrow. So guess what? This is dinner for tomorrow night, which I am so excited about. Doesn't that look so good, you guys? Can't wait for you guys to try this. I probably need to move this hot pan a little bit out of my way. So I'm gonna just put it back over here now that you guys have seen it, because I'm really good at burning and cutting myself and I don't want that to happen. Okay, last questions. So if you have questions, now is the time. I'm looking around to see if I have missed anything, and I don't think I have. Okay, let's see. I gotta go back up to where we left off. Okay. All right, so the chocolate mint, there's some questions about the chocolate mint flavoring. I think that's still available, but I'm not 100% sure. The chocolate mint flavoring, you can use it for just like any other, like lemon extract, vanilla extract, almond extract, things like that. It's made like an extract, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, it's called a flavoring, but it's the same concept as using it like an extract. So you could put it in ice cream. You could flavor, if you wanted to, like I made the frosting tonight, you could actually put that chocolate mint flavoring in there and you could flavor the frosting. I'm not a huge chocolate mint flavor fan, so I haven't done tons with that. Connor loves chocolate mint. That's actually one of his favorites. But you could do, we've done chocolate mint whipped cream, ice cream, trying to remember. I feel like I saw somebody flavored it with a cheesecake, but I don't have that recipe, but that's just a couple of ideas. All right, let's see. Nita, I can't wait to see what you chose on your Black Friday deal. Okay, so Cindy asked about the cupcake papers. I did not make those. I bought them. They were just some random brand. We have like a discount grocery store here. I think it's called Sunflower Market, and they just happened to have it. It was 59 cents for the packet. I had them in my cabinet, so that's what I used, but they were really pretty, and I definitely want to try to get some more of those. Robin asked what pan I use for the Land of Nod cinnamon rolls. I love Land of Nod cinnamon rolls. And in fact, I have a bag of Rhodes rolls, so I told Keith, oh, I should make some Land of Nod cinnamon rolls. I'm cleaning out the pantry and the freezer. So I use the bundt pan. You can use Pampered Chef's bundt pan for that. It does tend to rise a little bit higher than our bundt pan because it's not, even though it holds the same amount as a typical bundt pan, it's a little bit shorter. So when I cook it in that, I do put a cookie sheet under it or a piece of foil just to catch anything that might flip over the top. But a bundt pan, standard bundt pan, is perfectly fine. All right, let's see. I turned my phone, and when I rotated it, it reset here. So let me find where I left off. Okay. I am thoroughly impressed with the wine opener set, so I'm glad that you guys like that too. I will post the apple cider recipe. In fact, the apple cider recipe technically is already on my my recipe group, but I just did 1 cup of it instead of like doing like a pot on the stove. So, but yes, Linda, I will try to remember to post the hot version again. And yes, the pasta bowl is what, or maybe you're talking, Cindy might be talking about that pasta bowl. So, all right. Peg, thank you. So glad that you enjoyed it. Teresa, thank you. Belinda, next time, pre-register next time so that you can get in on the live drawings, but the other giveaways, when you shop, you'll be able to be entered into those. Oh, and the next date, if you want to save the date, I don't think that this will change because I know when I'm coming back from Georgia. Save the date for December the 7th, 8 p.m. for the next live event. I don't think I did a live event last December, but this year I'm planning to do that. So mark your calendar on that. And Lily, to RSVP, I have it in my recipe community. I've posted it several times. There's like a join form, and I usually send out an email. So if you get my emails, I included it, I think, in the last 2 or 3 emails. So there's always going to be that. So Patty, I'm not sure what you said you didn't know, but you did register ahead, Patty. You were actually one of the winners, so I'm not sure if that's what you were commenting on. That's the right Patty, right? Yeah, Patty Greenwood, you won the French silk dessert mix, so you're definitely in the live. Jojo, thank you for that. Thank you all. I see all the prayer emojis and the heart emojis for tomorrow. Thank you. It's technically not a surgery. It's just a procedure. I'll be awake for it, but it's going to hurt really bad, but for just a short period of time, and hopefully I'll get some relief. I think this is the 8th procedure I've had on my tailbone since last December. So it's been a long year, and I really need this one to help me. All right, let's see. Oh, the 2-quart insulated square. Let me see if I remember where I put it. I think it is, yes, it is here. So, we're in luck. That was an easy one for me to get to. And this is also selling out. Pampered Chef told us that the supplies are limited for this. So if you're wanting to get this, this is something that you need to go ahead and grab now. So it's like our previous round insulated bowls. They made the lid a little bit different. It's kind of a cross between the on-the-go and the regular ones. So the lid props up on the side and it seals just like this. So this is the 2-quart square insulated bowl. So I hope that that is helpful for me to show you that. Let's see. Thank you, Denise. Yep, we miss our Piper. Okay, dog started climbing on her lap when she was when the dog treat set was being shown. So I think that means you need to order it if you didn't. And Nora, if you can, if you would just shop in the link for, make sure that it be included, make sure you use the link that I'll put it in the comments again for anybody who needs it. So I just posted that, so hopefully you'll be able to see that. And Marty, the binder, isn't it so cool? The binder and the cooking kits. We also have a 3-series subscription, which I think is over a 6-month period. A year subscription is 6 boxes. So you can just search Kids Club and you should be able to find that when you're shopping. Teresa, I know you don't get to taste it. That's the downside to the online parties. So I get to taste it, but you don't. So I'm sorry. Okay, let's see. Patty asked, are they going to stop selling the stones? I don't know if you mean like regular stoneware, but no. Pampered Chef is not going to stop selling our stoneware. That's literally the product that Pampered Chef began with. I can't see us ever getting rid of the stones. And our stones are made in the USA. We've used the same vendor for all of the years that we've had stoneware. And in fact, they make this dinnerware. So the same vendor that makes our stoneware makes this dinnerware. So, all right, let's see. Let me see. So yes, the wine aerator should seal this, you know, for several days. That was the question I saw there. Teresa, Land of Nod cinnamon rolls, and anyone else who's interested, in my recipe community, if you use the magnifying glass to search the group, if you just type Land of Nod, you will get so many posts. I've posted them so many times over the years. They are one of my favorites. I make them at Christmas, but I make them all the time, all year round too. And the upside down turkey, it's called overnight turkey. So on my YouTube channel, you can search overnight turkey. You can also search overnight turkey in my recipe community. It's the easiest way to make a turkey, and it will be the most tender turkey you will ever make. So that is cold cider that I used with the wine. Let's see. Thank you, Pat. If you guys don't notice, she said I did well standing. If you don't notice, I'm a leaner. I lean on the counter. So thank you guys for the prayers. I really appreciate it. All right, let's see. Oh, Patty, I'm sorry to confuse you. So the stoneware muffin pan, it is while supplies last. I don't know why they didn't bring that one back to the line, but in general, we're not discontinuing stoneware. I'm sorry I didn't make that more clear. Let's see. Okay, I don't see any new questions. If I missed a question, feel free to text me or message me. If I don't answer you tonight, just know that I'm going to be cleaning up and I'm going to be going to bed soon so that I can get up and go to my procedure in the morning. And if you don't hear from me right away tomorrow, I will, I'm not having anesthesia, so I'm not going to be put to sleep or anything. So it's all going to just be dependent on how I feel. But I'm really hopeful that this will help me out. I need some relief. I stand to eat this is where I eat dinner. This is where I eat breakfast. I stand right here to eat. Last night I sat at the table with Keith and the boys, and I paid for it dearly. So I'm tired of standing to eat my meals. I'm tired of not being able to sit for very long. So please pray for me tomorrow. I'm not nearly as anxious as I was because so many of you have sent me such wonderful, encouraging messages and prayers, and just means so much to me. So thank you guys so much. I will let you know how this is, but I can already tell you, I smell it. It's going to be amazing. And Nora, thank you for telling me you like the YouTube shorts. My son Christian, he taught me how to use do some fun things with my videos. So I guess we were a two-man show for him to teach me that. But thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. And I will be in touch. Remember, if you shop tonight, you get double entries. And if you're interested in hosting a party with me, make sure you let me know that too. And I'll make sure that you get a bonus entry in the drawing for that. And I think that's it, you guys. I probably forgot to tell you something or forgot to show you something, but I did show you a lot. So I hope that you enjoyed this. Can't wait to hear what you're most excited about as the days go on. I've already posted the recipe for the cupcakes in my recipe community. So if you want to make those tomorrow and you have the ingredients, go for it. If you don't have the almond pound cake mix, you could use any yellow or white cake mix that you might have. You could add some almond flavoring to it, or you could use a regular pound cake recipe. So get creative. Thank you guys for joining me. And if you're watching on Facebook, thank you. I hope you'll subscribe on YouTube, and then you can participate with us here. And I'll be answering your questions as I have time over the next couple